The Mets fall 9-0 to Arizona. Diamondbacks have now stolen at least 4 bases and a club record 3 straight games. After the loss, Terry Collins, anything but understanding about his team's performance.
In the past, we've relied heavily on our veteran presence in the clubhouse, but this is a lot of responsibilities. I'm the manager here. It starts with me, and as I just have said so many times, I don't care who's not here. There are no excuses here. These are Major League Baseball players. I don't care where they came from. I don't care how they got here. The names on their back and on the front of their uniforms say they're a Major League Baseball player. It starts with them. And when you come and when you owe what you do, you owe a responsibility to the fans, our fan base, the organization, and to yourself, the respect for this game to come out and grind it out, whether it's hot or whether it's freezing cold. And that's where it's got to start. And I know hitting's hard, believe me. That's why you guys are sitting there and there and there. If it was easy, we'd be watching you guys play. It's not easy. But there's a way they got here because they grind out at bats. That's how they got here, because that's how this organization's been built in the last few years. So we know it's possible. And yes, some guys are having a bad time, and you cannot say woe is me at this level. You cannot do it. Everybody's too good here. Nobody feels sorry for you because everybody's been humbled. And those who get out of it stay here a long time. Those who don't, you keep looking up and they keep getting a little time here and a little time there, but they don't stay. I want the ones who can stay. It's my responsibility. You know what? I write the lineup every day. I get it. I totally get it. I'm the one who decides who comes in the pitch. You know what? Hey, look, that's my job. And I'll stand up and be accountable. That's what I do. You know what? But I know one thing. There's got to be a passion to come and play. There's got to be a sense of, this is what I do for a living. The people that pay to see me play are going to see my best effort. Now, we're going to get our again. Don't ever mistake it, because that's part of the game here. You're going to get beat, and you're going to get beat bad sometimes. But you need to pick yourself up and move on, and that's what baseball players do. That's why the guys who are 0 for 10, just like Neil Walker, what is he, 2 for 30, and you look up and he's raised his batting average 30 points. Because he grounded, he got back, and got after it. Anybody see what he did there on a fly ball left field where he ended up? Past second base. That's how you play the game. Not throw your hands up, stop at first, at the 45-foot line. You play the game correctly. And we're all responsible, every single one of us. The coaches, me, the player, we're all in this together. There's no one guy to blame. There's no one guy to point a finger at. I don't do that. I have never done that. Never. I am a team guy. I believe in team, just as you guys do. You write a bad story, it's about the paper. It's about where you came from. Everybody's in it. And I believe that. Today's game, it's going to happen again. But I know one thing. Starting tomorrow, we're back fresh. Starting tomorrow, we're going to get after it here. And those who don't want to get after it, I will find somebody else who does. Because in Las Vegas, there's a whole clubhouse full of guys who want to sit in this room. And I'll find them. That's all I got to say. I'm done.
Mic drop. Terry Collins. We're here in Studio 42. Preston Wilson, Joel Sherman, Robert Flores. Joel, he says, hey, season starts tomorrow, in effect.
Well, it's an interesting 114 games into the season.
August 11th, sure.
Start. So, look, the Mets were built this year in a way like last year, where their starting pitching would overcome a lot of stuff. But as we've seen, only Jacob deGrom has been consistently, first very good, now terrific. Some of these other guys have hit a wall, etc. And their starting pitching is still very good. But it was needed to be great. There are fundamental things wrong with the team. They're terrible on defense, specifically shutting down the running game, but pretty much all over the field. They're not a very good defensive team. They are station to station. They're minus 75 in stolen bases. They only have 25 stolen bases this season. So if they don't hit the ball out of the ballpark, it's very hard for them to score runs. And when they just look bad right now in a run, and what else can Terry Collins do except for try to put the defibrillator on this team and jolt them? Because here's the amazing thing, guys. They're not out of it. right? No one. I think the second place
Feels like they're out of it.
Right, but they're not. The second place team in the NL West is probably going to be the first wild card. And then you have a bunch of defective teams trying to be the second wild card. And the Mets have an end schedule in September, about the last 20-25 games, of very bad teams on their schedule. They could get Cespedes back. They could get Asdrubal Cabrera back. They could get Jose Reyes back, Zach Wheeler. Can they be more whole and be in position to take advantage of that schedule?
Fans love it when the manager does this because it seems like they're showing passion, but does it work on players?
I don't think it works because I think the players understand that we want to do well, and I also don't think the players like the fact that that's a message that should just be for us as the team. I understand you want to make sure that the media knows that you're doing everything you can to get this team going, but for me, there's some things that your manager should hold privately to say to your team, and honestly, your manager should have the right to embarrass you in the locker room, not publicly. In the locker room, your manager should have the right to say any and everything he wants you to get the best out of you he possibly can, but sometimes when it's portrayed in the media, the way guys are now, some guys kind of go, hey, maybe he doesn't have our back. You know, we told him we're playing hard, but now he's going out there and saying this. So you got to worry about how this is portrayed.
All right, so pretty interesting stuff there from Terry Collins.